everybody's very hesitant, both Democrat and Republican, to call this what it is, a war. Even Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez called this combat operations.
I'm like, where did she get that?
I don't know. It's very odd.
Just call it a war. Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like they're doing this like footsie game where they're like, well, technically if it's war, we have to get a congressional declaration. So we're just going to do the thing that, American administrations have done since Vietnam, which is just we call it a police action or special military action or something like that to make it not extremely obvious that we are just blatantly violating the Constitution. But you're AOC, you don't have to do that.
No.
Just call it a war.
They don't have to do any of this.
Trump doesn't even do it.
No, he still calls it he calls it a war. But what also with a war, there is the inevitable talk of boots on the ground, regime change. All of these things become material concerns in a way that a special military operation, as they're calling it now, the exact same thing that Putin called the invasion of Ukraine, which has killed hundreds of thousands of people, stretched on for 3 years. All of that stuff necessitates discussion about what comes next, even if you are for it or against it. And nobody seems to have any idea what comes next after any of this. I saw this really strange thing. The first Iranian American congresswoman, who was obviously against the war and condemned the strike on the elementary school in southern Iran that killed more than 180 schoolgirls. But even within that, she had to be like, Trump needs to end this war, but also there needs to be a transition to democracy plan.
Jesus Christ.
It's like nobody has any fucking idea what any of this shit even means.
Yeah.
What comes after what? Who controls what mechanism? Just America says something and it is. That is the belief that many of these people, even critics of the war, have about Trump and his abilities. And this also speaks to Trump's own perception of his abilities and his frustration that he has not been able to achieve an easy victory like he was able to achieve in Caracas. There was a report from Axios this morning that one thing, this is a minor diasporic grievance, and I could be wrong about this, I won't say with certainty, but my significant assumption is that Mojtaba Khomeini, the son of Ali Khamenei, will not be appointed as the supreme leader. That is something that has been asserted by people in diaspora and by Israel for many years. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's probably going to be Alireza Arafi, who is a member of the current Temporary Leadership Council, at least at this time. But Trump has apparently heard this, I assume, from Israel. And he decided to tell Axios that he needs to be involved in the appointment of the next Iranian leader. That there cannot be someone who follows in the footsteps of Khamenei's policies, because in the next 5 years, there would be another war. Of course, executed by the United States.
Right.
This is the thing. People will convince themselves that this is some sort of battle between totalitarianism or theocracy or both against democracy. No. This is a battle between a superpower that wants to make the entire non-Western world and parts of the Western world its vassals. And it is between them and people who want to remain independent and to have their own destiny. This is not about Iranian human rights abuses or anything like that. That is the fundamental thing that the United States is fighting for, to put these people under their heel, to subdue them and to subjugate them. Because he does not give a shit about who actually takes power, only that he listens to the American president. And I assume sends oil to Israel in the way that he's been pushing Venezuela to send oil to Israel.